Here's another 27 facts you probably didn't know about old school RuneScape. A Reddit user asked, what's the largest item in-game that you can drop? As in, what item takes up the most amount of space on the ground? And well, the answer is, if you trade Purdue and buy a beacon ring with a full inventory, then you'll drop the beacon ring on the ground, and this thing is pretty big. You can actually predict where Jad will spawn early on in the fight caves. If you take note of where the blob spawns on the third wave, then that's where Jad will spawn. Recently, a bot was found perfectly one-tick cooking crime ones, which gives a crazy 900,000 cooking XP an hour. And for comparison, sharks and anglerfish give roughly 300,000 cooking XP per hour. If you right-click the banker and select bank, instead of simply just left-clicking on the bank, then you will open up the bank interface a lot faster, which can be pretty handy if you're doing a lot of bank activities in the game. Cows cannot be poisoned because their moo will constantly interrupt the poison timer from ticking and dealing poison damage to them. Another random fact about old school RuneScape is that you can use an abyssal whip to cut bananas. I'm not exactly sure how this would work because the abyssal whip is, well, it's a whip and not sharp or anything, but on top of this you can use it to slash through spiderwebs and stuff like that. There is a random guard sitting in a tree outside the bank in Draenor. You can feed this guard a stew and he will give you 30 GP. He will also get angry if you try and chop his tree down. So as you know, in RuneScape all new characters start off as level 3 because you start off with 10 hit points, but a YouTuber by the name of Pip was able to get a level 1 account.
How's that dude level 1 in bronze? What? This guy's genuinely level 1 in bronze.
He did this in the game mode Leagues by getting over 210 million experience in hit points, which overflowed his XP and set his hit points level back to level 1. Back in the old days of RuneScape, the fire cape used to look slightly different until Jagex decided to update it in 2007, but in classic Jagex fashion, they made a mistake and for a week the fire cape would appear upside down in your inventory. The third age pickaxe is the most expensive item in old school RuneScape. They are currently being sold for 11 billion GP at the moment. If you were to buy a third age pickaxe by selling bonds, then you would have to buy approximately $9,126 US worth of bonds to be able to afford a third age pickaxe. If you use a gold ring in the lava out here in the wilderness, then a goblin will appear saying "my precious," which is a Lord of the Rings reference. Recently, Jagex came out with an update to improve loading times loading into a player-owned house, but this causes the player to appear outside the home portal for a split second. Right after the update, YouTuber KempQ noticed this and started killing bots right outside the home portal. This was a very dangerous bug, especially if a player had a lot of valuable items on them. Luckily, Kemp reported this to Jagex and has since been patched. If you right click your home teleport spell and then select animation and then select RuneFest 2014, then the next time you use your home teleport spell, you will get a unique animation of a cow kicking you back to Lumbridge. For some reason, if you wear a Harem's robe top and a Mystic robe bottom OR, then your character will do some very funky animations when you do some emotes. And then if you use the RuneFest 2014 teleport spell, then things get even weirder. If you search a haystack, then there's actually a 10% chance you'll find a needle in there. And then if you find one, then the player will say, "Wow, a needle. Now what are the chances of finding that?" Salts from Wheeze that you use to make teleports are named for a reason. The three salts T, F, and ERT spell out teeth hurt, suggesting the trolls attempted to eat them before discovering its use for fire making.
Collection log slot. Collection log slot. Completed.
In old school RuneScape, no one has actually fully completed the collection log slots, but currently a player by the name of Marnie is rank 1 and has completed a whopping 1,462 out of 1,491 collection log slots. This is because of the third age items, which you get from Clue Scrolls, which have a 1 in 249,262 chance to get, but the reward caskets can roll with multiple items, so the number is a little bit lower than that, but let's just say they're pretty rare. If you do the quest Doric's quest and already have all of the required materials on you, then you will get unique dialogue with your player saying how you already have those exact materials on you, and Doric will say things like how much of a coincidence that is. A couple months ago, old school RuneScape broke its online player count record with over 180,000 players online. If you're poisoned and you have the correct antidote potion in your inventory, then you can click your HP orb to drink the potion and cure the poison effect. The longest name for an item in old school RuneScape is the Rune Scimitar Ornament Kit Saradomin. So pets are some of the rarest items in the entire game, and there's actually a feature where if you go from 0 to 200 million experience without getting a pet, then you will get a 15 times multiplier making it much more likely for you to get a pet. This has also been confirmed by a few different J-mods, but getting 200 million experience before a single pet is very unlucky, but I'm sure it has happened. The world record for the fastest fight caves is 19 minutes and 10 seconds by a player named Parhiz. This is particularly hard to do because the location the monsters spawn in the fight caves is dependent on what time of the day it is. So these speedrunners have a very short window of time for when they can attempt speedruns in the fight caves, because they will always be looking for a certain spawn rotation for the most efficient run. Back in the early days in classic RuneScape, some skills had different names. The first one being prayer, which was called necromancy, and then the second one being herb lore. Anyways, that's about it for the video. I actually had a lot of fun making this video. There's a lot of interesting things that I didn't know about the game. Let me know down in the comments how many of these facts you knew or didn't know. And also let me know if you have any more random, useless or interesting facts. Please let me know in the comments. And if you like this video and want to see more random facts about old school RuneScape, then let me know by giving this video a like. Anyways, that's about it, and I'll see you later.